I can't be human by myself, right? I'm only human through my relationship with other humans. I don't think that you have to be an African person or a descendant of African people to understand that, but that is a principle that African people, right, have held since the beginning of time. When I was born, we lived in Squirrel Hill. It was heavily a white Jewish neighborhood. For elementary school, you know, all of the other Black kids who went to the school did not live in Squirrel Hill. They were bused in from another neighborhood. Growing up in Pittsburgh, I felt very isolated. And I got this summer job helping with like a summer camp with some kids in South Oakland, where the director was piloting an African-centered model in after school and summer camps. When I realized that there was a Black cultural community in Pittsburgh, that is actually when my life changed. Ujamaa Collective was birthed to use African-centered culture to build community, to heal from the impacts of capitalism and white supremacy, racism. So when we talk about African or Africana principles here, we are really relating an ancestral understanding to embody and practice creativity, community, fair trade, meaningful work.
This is friendship and hospitality.
Our boutique is the sort of cooperative enterprise, circulating dollars and support to people of African descent.
I'm really feeling this.
Ujamaa is setting a new standard. People will often define Ujamaa, the little African store. We'll hear that, like, oh, the little African store. It's a lot more than the things we carry. It's really about the people. Women always undervalue their work, always. We want to infuse into the makers, the artists, the artisans, the ability to recognize their value and the worth and what they bring. We're more intentional about not only what we do, what we sell, the authenticity of a sister's work. We bring the light to the person who makes the item. These were hand-twisted by Monica.
We don't do transactional at all. Yes, we are administering a financial transaction at our register, but we know that we are exchanging more than just money for a product. The beautiful merchandise we have here gives us an intersection to have the kind of courageous conversations that are necessary so that we can interrogate our own decision-making, our own practices, right, in love.
Being able to do that, it increases the value of the item. It gives a shine to the women doing the work. And it allows the community to see what's possible.
Here in Pittsburgh, in the historic Hill District, we connect to the history and to the transformation that this neighborhood has gone through. So much creativity, business, and commerce and meaningful work blossomed from the population of Black folks, right, who were really practicing cooperation here. This was home. But then there is this history here of, of Black folks being removed. It's a challenge to be here and to not be moved through just gentrification. And I pray that we will find a pathway that will allow us to be here. It's important that Black people have self-determination. It is profoundly important that we experience home. most of the relationships, that you have with like traditional funders can be very transactional. Getting the Wingspan grant, they're very intentional about building relationships amongst the grantees and putting us together to really conspire around, how we do our work. This sort of whole body cohort of all of the people of color and Black-led organizations. It's been an inspiring journey. I felt a lot of like loving encouragement sometimes to like get out of my own way. We are absolutely discovering the depths of our humanity in this work, and it is transformational, particularly in the context of American culture, how it shows up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think that we definitely need to hear more stories and see more support of, Black and brown people in the state. And prayerfully, PA Humanities can be a part of that.